Hello, hello.
Hey, Grandma, that's my name, the yellow pea on here.
Yeah, it sure is. You're so smart. Let me get some light going on here. Okay, I'm just going to tag a few people. Don't know who's hanging out tonight, but we'll tag a few, because why not, right? Looking for my regulars, although that you guys might already be on here. I'm so sorry I'm running a few minutes late tonight just because Cooper's in the house tonight. He is going to be going to bed soon, so... Hello, Ellen. Hello, hello. Super glad you're here. Oops, earthquake. Okay, so tonight I thought we'd play with some love bugs. I'm feeling the love tonight, so I thought what better stamp to use than the sweet little love bugs. So if you haven't seen the love bugs, these are the love bugs. So when I made them, careful when you hit the table. When I made them, I colored the package. You'll hang with me? Great. I love it. And then it was kind of a giggle that I colored these love bugs naked. But I thought they were cute. So, yep, there they are, all in all their glory. So I thought tonight, since this is the way I envisioned them, I thought tonight I would put little shirts on them. Little onesie outfits on them. And we'll see how that goes. See if it, works out great or what. So we'll check it out and see what we can do. I tagged a few people, but hey, if it's just me and you, I'm okay with that.
Hey, look. Look at this shirt.
Did you find a shirt to wear to bed?
Yep.
You lucky dog, you. You hear that sweet little voice talking to me?
I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
You can't hear them. They can hear you, though. They can hear you when you talk.
Hey, Grandma, is that you?
It is me. On the screen?
Yeah.
Yep. And you can see me.
Is that you on the TV?
Yes. I usually cast, you do hear them? I cast my my video to the TV. So he's like, is that you on the TV? I'm like, yes, it is. It is me. So I think we're going to stamp all three of them. Why not, right? I don't know if we'll go through coloring all three of them. I guess we can just see how that rolls. But if we do one and we don't like it, we can move on to the other. So always best to have more than not enough. So I am going to actually stick them all on here to stamp.
Excuse me.
You're excused. We were watching Jurassic World. I see people on there. Hi, Mickey. Yeah, we were watching Jurassic World, and I told him that he could go to bed when it was over, but now it's not over because... Hello, Cheryl. It's not over because I had to turn it off for the live. I just looked at the clock, and I was like, oh, my gosh. I'm late. I'm late. But it was just a minute or two, so it wasn't too bad. We're going to do some love bugs tonight. I don't know how we're going to do them, but I want to have them all at least stamped. The good thing is that we have dies, so we can just cut them out quickly if we decide to just do one and make a card, we can do that, or we can do all of them, but we'd probably have to make a card when I got back, so it might be a week. You guys might forget by then. what we were doing. So, although I might go live while I'm gone, I just probably won't have this stuff with me. It'll probably just be coloring. Yes, I have my grandson here with me. Cooper, say hi.
Hi.
Yep, he's hanging with Grandma tonight. I got to go pick him up from the daycare. I think I'm going to put 2 of these sentiments on there too, because if we end up making cards, we might as well have the sentiments already stamped out. So I think I want to do, hi Renska, I think I want to add the, we're going to do these love bugs tonight, and I think I'm going to add the what's bugging you.
Where's your phone?
Don't touch that. It's up here. It's up there, so they can watch me. So I'm talking to people. I'm not just talking to myself. I really have people talking to me. You can't read it, but it says, hello, everyone.
Where is that?
I wonder if those are too close. I may have to move these. Bear with me just 1 second. I want to stamp them all. I think I want them all on here. I think I want to do them all tonight. I don't know. We can color them all. I don't have to work tomorrow. I am done for now until I get back with working, which is super great because I've done a lot of work lately. I want to move this guy over a little bit. No car acrobats need to be going on. Little sugar belly over there.
Hey.
There we go. Okay.
But I'm playing with my car.
I know. Alright. So I don't have enough magnets on this for sure because they're, it's going everywhere when I lift it up. Okay. I'm ready to stamp. I'm sorry, I didn't have that all planned out before I got on because I was watching Jurassic World with Cooper and making cards for the release this Saturday. You guys knew there was a release. Brand new, brand spanking new release this weekend on Saturday. Unfortunately, we're going to be gone, but I'm trying to get all my cards done so I can take them with me and do a live while I'm gone and show you guys what I made with the new release. Hey, Amy. So, I've been working really hard to get them all done.
I need to go play.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So, for those of you just jumping in, my grandson is here. He won't be up long. My husband's going to put him down for me to bed, to sleep. But he's spending the night with Grandma. We get to do that every now and then. And then he likes it because he doesn't have to go to daycare the next day. He gets to stay home with me. It worked best that way since my daughter's taking us to the airport tomorrow. Yay! Okay, they're all stamped out good now. Woohoo! I do not have my colors picked out, so we'll pick them out as we go. But I mean, it's a bee and a ladybug. So, you know, standard colors for those. Or we could change it up. Whatever you guys want to do. It's up to you. You guys are quiet tonight, though. Or am I just talking too much? Ooh, don't you hate that sound when you clean your stamps? But I hate leaving the ink on them. I just have to clean it off. Even if I don't take them off the Misty, I have to clean them off. So this Misty right here, this is my bigger one. This is not the one for the cards that I usually use. This is a much bigger one. Hi, Vaughn. You're not having a good day? That's a bummer. I don't like to hear that. Alrighty. It's already on Sweet Sentiment paper, so we can start coloring. for goodness sakes. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Aren't they just cute? Super cute. I like these love bugs. These are some that I drew. So these are some of my stamps from the shop. And they have dies, so that makes it easy, because believe me, cutting these little antennae, they are not fun to cut, fussy cut. I mean, I usually don't mind fussy cutting, but those antennas, oh, that's a painful moment. So that's the dies, that's the stamps. I'm not going to put them back on there right now. And this is the colored packaging. So you can see what they're going to look like. They'll look a little different when we color them this time, but I definitely colored them that time. But that was the first time I ever colored them. Now we're going to really go through and
Grandma, can you make me some stamps?
Not right now. I'm live. Remember, I'm talking to people. You need a purple machine? Purple machine. I need purple everything. Baby, you gotta stop shaking the table, okay? Alright, so we're definitely gonna need a shade of black for our bee and our ladybug. So let's change it up. One, we'll use the C's. So I'm gonna start with, I'm just gonna pull some of them out. Hi, Candace. So one of them I'm gonna use the cool grays, and then the other one I might try the T's on that one. And we'll use the same numbers on both of them so we can really see what the difference is between the C's and the T's. And then I need some red. So I'm going to pull those out real quick. And we want that to kind of stay a pretty deep red. I just realized my markers are in the wrong spots. That's disturbing slightly. 35 and 43. Let's do that red combo. Zoom in a bit. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in just a moment. I want to pull some markers real quick. Okay, so at least if I have red and black, I can start with that one. We need to do the eyes. Whoop. I'm going to have to color the eyes different colors. I think 39, 37. 00. Okay, so at least we have some colors to start us out. So our B, we're going to need yellow for that one. I bet you can't guess what one yellow number will definitely be in the combo. I bet Ellen knows which one I'll definitely put in there. Yep, Y11, exactly. See, I knew you would know. Okay, so, hey, Cooper, you can't touch the table, okay, baby? Because I need to color now and it'll mess me up. So C1 is what we're going to do. I want to do the outlines of the eyes. Well, inside the outlines of the eyes, because I want that white part to really stand out. So I'm going to do that first so it has time to dry before I try to put any kind of color in there. So I want to do that on all of them. Yay, thank you. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more so you guys can see. Can you see that? You can see that gray on the eyes? I want to just put it on all of them because we are going to draw them in some little eyeballs. I'm not going to make the whole thing an eyeball, so just putting some gray in there, and then I'm going to push it back so it's just a really thin line of gray. It kind of makes the eyeball seem more realistic. Hey, Coop. Play with that on the floor, baby.
No, I don't play with it on the tape.
Well, if you keep making all that noise, you're going to have to go in the other room.
No.
Remember, we said you have to be quiet if you're out here. So now I'm using the colorless blender to just kind of push that white back. The glasses would be super cute. So you can see how it kind of smooths it out in relation to this one. So we just push that like right along the edge where I put that color. We're just going to kind of push it towards the black line. And then it starts to look a little more realistic like. So that's what we're doing. And I like to let that dry really well before I go putting any colors in there, or it'll start moving the colors around too if it's still wet, and I like to have more control than that on it. So there we go. So we have the little eyes ready to go. I think that's always the first step, messing with the eyes. And then from there, let's start with the ladybug. He's easy and I already pulled his colors. I think we're going to do the ladybug in the C's, the cool grays, and we'll do the B in the T's so we can see how different they look. So this one is C9, 7, 6, 5, and 4. So I skipped 8 in here, and then I went down in sequence, because once you start getting to these numbers right here, it starts moving the color around, so you have to be careful when you jump too much in the lower numbers. So we're going to start with 9. If we need it to be darker, we can come in with the 100 or the 110 and put darker lines in there, but I think we're going to be okay with C9. So I'm going to start down here in this little area down here where it's tucked into his head. And then I want to put a little bit right here. And I am going to make his face and his arms and legs a skin tone color. I like to color him that way, but Jamie usually does them all black. But I like him to have a little skin tone color. So I'm just doing up here because there's a little bit of shadowing where his antennas are, and his head is round, and so he needs some little bit there. So I think the underside right here would be black as well, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I want to just do his head first. Well, we could do his little antennas while we're at it. I think we'd be okay with that.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, you be drinking a whole lot over there, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to switch to, yeah, I thought she was going to do a live, and then, I don't know, I think she had some appointments and got super busy, and so she was just doing a few posts, but not, I don't think she did a live today. I was looking for her as well. I couldn't find her anywhere either, so I don't think she did one today. This is C7. Yes, you hear Cooper. Uh-huh. He really didn't want to go to bed. He wanted to know what was going on when I started setting up all my stuff. So I told him he could stay up for just a little bit, and then Dale will take him and read a story to him. Are you gonna have Grandpa read the Wonky Donkey?
No, you read it.
I read it. I'll read it to you tomorrow. Okay?
Why?
Because I have to finish coloring. All my friends are online and I'm teaching them. That's why you said hi to everybody. So I'm just putting up one line on the underside of these little antennas. So they'll be shaded on the underside. They're so much fun, but sometimes they can be a little bit challenging.
I drink all my tea.
Good job. And you drank all your juice earlier.
Can I have some?
You have to go ask Grandpa because I can't leave my desk right now. So this is C6. Hi, Jessie. This is C6 and it is going to be a bit lighter than what we've done so far. But I like it. So I think it's perfect. It's blending really well with our last color. I'm just going over it and extending just a little bit further, starting to color in his little antennas. And then I'm going to come up a little bit from this part that's really dark. Good job. I am going to make his face a skin color so it looks like he's a little human bug. I like him that way, but not everybody colors him that way. You can color them however you want. Once you get them, they're yours. And then C5 is next, and it's the third one. No, it's the fourth one in the color combo, so it's almost the last one. So once we get through with this one, there should just be a little bit of space for the highlight. He did? Good job, buddy.
And what's this?
I don't know. What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, you like them?
I don't know what is this.
They're lovely designs, so yeah. Hi, Phyllis. That's an embellishment. We'll just leave that there. Don't bump the table, because I won't be able to color this straight. There we go. Leaving a little bit of highlight on the top of these little antennas. It gives it a little bit of life. Hi, Angela. How are you? Oh, dang it. What do I got going on here? Okay. All of a sudden it said, do you want to invite them to join your live? I was like, oh, eeks. Sometimes when I reach up there to touch the phone, I touch something I'm not supposed to. Okay, so there he is. I left these open because I think I'm gonna do them red. They're little bugs. They're just little bugs. They all have different expressions, but they all have belly buttons. So I think before I go on to do too much of the black, I think I'm going to pause and do the skin tone. I think I need to do that next because I think I want to do that so I don't pull the black into the skin tone, because coloring up close to that black is going to be a bit of a challenge. So I'm going to wet the paper with E000, and then I'm going to use RV95 and E11 and E51 an E00. This is a lighter than normal skin tone than I usually do. But these are bugs and I want them to look a little different. I don't want them to look exactly like my skin tone. So we're going to mix it up a bit. So first I'm going to wet the paper with this E00. Can you go play with that in the living room with Grandpa? It's making a lot of noise. Nobody wants to hear that much noise. Earlier we had the laser cutter going too. Oh, it's so loud in here. And I'm just doing that little bitty area on the side there, but I really don't want to pull any of that black into the picture. So I have to be really, really careful.
Say goodnight to Grandma and tell everybody goodnight.
Oh, now you want to talk that quiet. Come over here and give me a hug. So he's talking regular, and then Dale says, "Tell Grandma good night," and he goes, "Good night." I love you. Sweet dreams. Will you wake me up in the morning?
Hey, tell everybody goodnight.
Say good night, everybody.
Good night.
I'll see you in the morning, Bubba.
Want some pancakes in the morning?
Okay, he's off to bed, to slumberland. He wanted me to read to him, but I'll read tomorrow. Oh, there we go. See, I wasn't seeing the comments. I make that look so easy. Very light-handed. I am, I'm not really as light-handed as I thought. I mean, I used to be very heavy-handed. When I color, I'm more heavy-handed by how dark I do the tones. But I have noticed with the live that slowing down and talking to you guys through it, I've been able to touch the paper much lighter than when I'm just go to town. So I'm super happy that it has helped a lot, but it's hard to be that light-handed. It took me a very long time to be able to get to that because I used to call myself a blender. Like in the beginning, I used to say, I'm just a blender. I can't help it. I just want to blend, blend, blend everything. So I'm doing just along the top. But yeah, it's the key is if I'm holding it straight up and I'm barely touching it, I can get a very fine line. As long as it's also important to know that my nibs are pretty new. I replaced a bunch of them recently. So if they're older, they'll be more flexible and they might not make that fine of a line. So if you've had them for a long time, I'm just going to go all the way around. If you've had them for a long time, then yours might not, yours might not be as fine as mine is. Cooper has his own room upstairs. Alright, so now he looks kind of funny, but we'll get there. But yeah, that's a whole fairly new marker and everything. I think I had to buy a new one. The E11 is older. Okay, so I'm going to go along that line of the previous color. I don't think we're going to need to put very many colors up here between the black and the tan, and it's going to be dark anyway. This is going to be shadowed by the black. You know, if this was a little kid wearing a ladybug outfit. But I'm not going to put more than 2 in this area specifically. 1, I don't want to go in the eyes, and 2, I don't want to pull that black out and drag it across the face. Yeah, it depends on how much you use it. A year and a half, if you use it kind of often, you might have to. You can tell because when you lay the marker down, like, see how that doesn't really give? When I find one, I'll be able to show you how much it, like, it just goes, squishes down and the whole nib bends. And if yours are doing that, then the fibers are broken down and it's a little bit harder to get these really fine lines. I know Janie had one time, and I was like, can I change the nib on this marker? She's like, no, I love that marker. That's one of my favorite ones. I know how it behaves. Like, so some people like it for other reasons, but she also had two of that very same marker. So she had one with the new one and one with an old one. But some people like that. I mean, I can usually tell when I start coloring if the nib is really starting to get worn out. I think I have some green ones that are like that need to be replaced soon, but I also think I'm going to put a little bit of like just pink in the cheeks. So this E51 gives you more of a, less of a pink color and more, I should be done this weekend. I can only do it like that. Yeah, I know. You have to do it. When I do it all of them at one time, usually my hand hurts a whole lot for like the next couple days. So it's better to do them. I now do them in groups, like once a week. I'll pull out whatever I've been using the most and refill those. So I've been trying to keep the amount I have to refill down. But it just depends on how busy I've been, how much I've had to color. I'm going to have two markers open now. My R11, I want to put some rosy cheeks on this little guy. So I'm going to give him a little bit of rosy cheeks. And I want to do it now so I can go over them with my last color and lighten them up a little bit. This will be pretty dark when I first put it on there. So we'll keep this 11 out because we'll probably use it for each one of the cheeks. So I'm going to leave that out. And then I'll pick this one back up, which is our E00. And then that's when we're going to start filling them in. And these are really fun to color. I like the way they look. And I love to put them on wobbles. Wobbles and shaker cards. These are perfect for wobbles and shaker cards. They were really the reason that I chose to do the love bugs when I did, they were released in January, was because I thought they would be super fun for Valentine's Day. So look, see, he's got little human skin face here. So those are his little teeth and then his tongue. So I'm going to come back with that R11 and color that little tongue real quick. Just give him a little pink tongue. That pink tongue will stick out more when he's dark red and black. Okay, so we're going to go back. We did the base coat in the E000. Now I'm going to go back for his arms and legs with the RV95. So when Jamie does her skin tone, she usually uses E04. And if you guys have experience with E04 and you're new to marker coloring, you'll know that E04 is very, very dark and definitely a challenging one for new people because it just seems so dark that when I do like a one-on-one class with someone, I'll have them substitute RV95 because it's not quite as dark. And it will get you more comfortable with the darker colors before you jump into the E04. It took me a while to get used to the E04 when I first started coloring. I was like, E04? Oh my gosh, it's going to make it so dark. But it really doesn't. It's actually kind of perfect. But these little ragdoll feet, so cute. They all have little hanging ragdoll feet. Hi, Karen. I did. I said RV95. Mm-hmm. Yep. I use it a lot. If I want my skin tone to be kind of light, I'll use RV95. And you can use it with the E21, E11, all the ones that Jamie usually uses. But for these little guys, I wanted to switch to E51 instead of 21. There they are. RV95, E51, E00. And then this one's E11. Yeah, you might like that one better. Because until you get, because it's really hard to blend out that E04 if you're not, like, experienced with doing it. So the first couple of times you use that, it just seems so dark and it's hard to blend it out. So try switching to that one. You might like it better, and you will for a while, and then eventually, when you try E04 again, you'll be happier with it. When you start thinking, maybe I want a little bit darker shade in there, or it's a bigger image and you need to have more space and you need another color to add in there. That's when E04 comes in handy. I do use it on some of the very small images, but sometimes the RV95 just feels easier. You see how soft this blend is, very soft compared to there's not a huge difference between the shadow and the other area because it's a much softer of a blend. If you want that bigger wow factor, then you want to try to get used to the E04, but it's a substitute that you can use. I think you might like it. Try it. Let me know what you think. You hate E04. E04 misbehaves sometimes too. It's got so much pigment in it. It's such a dark color that sometimes it gets sticky and acts crazy. So it works for a while on mine. I actually have 3 E04 markers. That's how often mine misbehaves. It's probably the worst, most misbehaved one. I have 3 of them. 3 of them because they never act right. Sometimes, I can't go somewhere and have it with me because it will inevitably misbehave. So I have to have more than one. So I have a replacement. I only have one RV95 though. It behaves pretty well. The only other one I know that really gives me a hard time is E49. Hey Michelle. E49 and E04 have a lot of pigment in them. So they can get sticky easier than the other ones do. The more pigment, the more sticky it can get. That's why sometimes you have that shiny, sticky look to some of your markers, but it's not usually ever the light colors because there's not as much pigment in them. So they don't I call them misbehaving, but they don't misbehave as much. I call it misbehaving. Look how cute he looks. He's so cute. I decided to just try and do his body a different color. And maybe since I'm going to be doing the underside black, maybe I'll do his body needs to be black with his match, I think. Okay. So we're playing with blacks tonight as well. So we're using the C's. So now that I have the skin on there, I'm going to go back to those same C's that I used earlier, which is C9, 7, 6, 5, and 4. I didn't choose 8 because usually I used to always skip every other one. But when you start getting down to these, they really wash out the color. So it's a little bit harder if you're jumping numbers. So I jump at the top in the darkest ones, and then I don't when I start getting down to here. But that's just me. You can try it. Once you get used to them, used to using them, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is put a whole lot of dark in this underside because it's really all shadowed, and then we'll just put a lighter shade on the body part because it's actually going to be showing and going to get some light. So I'm just going to use this really dark color in the shadow areas. So I'm putting a little onesie on this little dude. So he's going to have a little black onesie on. I just didn't want to do them all black. I like to color them with the skin tones, but they kind of laughed at me when they said I had naked bugs when I colored the body part. So I thought I'd try something different tonight. I mean, I wasn't offended. They did look like naked bugs. I didn't see them that way, but once they pointed it out, I was like, oh yeah. I did color some naked bugs. But then again, no bugs wear clothes, so, you know, I'm good. I'm all good. So I'm just doing the outside of his arm, and the underside of his little hand, and then I'm bringing this part of the wing out with the dark color, just to kind of shade that in a little bit more. I'm trying to keep it even on both sides. I'm also doing right here because this is actually underside of this wing area. I don't want to go all the way down. I want to leave a little space. So there we go. I think we need to do his little belly button though, so it stays dark. I love the belly button. I couldn't help myself. I had to give every one of them a belly button. But that's the way I roll. So do any of you guys ever go to Bahama Bucks? Have you heard of Bahama Bucks? Do you know what that is? It's like a shaved ice place here in Dallas. And I love it so much. So I took Cooper there today so we could get drinks after daycare. Nope, you don't know what Bahama Bucks is? They have these, it's almost like it's a little bit like a cherry limeade slushy drink. Kind of like Sonic, only it just has a better flavor. And I like it. So we went there today, and I got a really big one, like 42 ounces, and half of it's still in the fridge. So I can drink it later. Oh, we got to do his little body. Just going to come out a little bit more. I really want to make this body quite a bit lighter than the underside of the little wings. There we go. Oh, you love going there. I know, they're so good. I really like them, and what I like is I like the shaved ice in peach and mango. And right now, you can get gummy bears put in it. Florida, I leave tomorrow. I'm going to Florida tomorrow. Yep, C6. I am supposed to be in Florida tomorrow. So let's hope we don't have any flight issues. I'm a little bit nervous because I am on Spirit Airlines, and the last time I flew them, they left me stranded. So I'm a little bit nervous, where I'm usually not because I fly a lot, but I am a little bit nervous. We have to be at the airport at 3:30. There's not a show. It's Creativation in Florida this time. The next show will be the weekend after the 19th, whatever that weekend is on the 19th, and it's in Virginia. That's the next one. So I'll be in Florida until the 13th, and then on the 19th, I fly to Idaho. And we do the Pinners. The Pinners is the first show. And then the next weekend, we fly to Virginia, and we do that show. So I'll be home between the 13th and the 19th, and then I won't be home till May 2nd. So it's going to be a bit of some craziness going on for me. Okay, C6, and I forgot the inside of his body again. So yeah, it's going to be a fun ride. You're trying to get to Schaumburg? I usually drive to Schaumburg. When we go to Schaumburg, I usually drive. That is the plan right now, but if gas doesn't start receding in prices a little bit, it might be cheaper to fly. But we like it when I can drive there because I can haul a bunch of this stuff. And we don't have to worry about trying to get it on the plane. Oh, I know. I saw the pictures. That was awful. I'm so glad you're okay. That was crazy. Yes, my hubby will be lonely. He just asked me tonight. So when we get back, he's going with me to Florida. When we get back from Florida and you leave on the 19th, when do you come back? And I was like, on May 2nd. And he was like, what? He was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to really miss you. It's like, yeah, I'm going to miss you too. So he can't go to all of them, but he is going to go to Creativation with us. You know, he is the financial guru going on with our stuff, so I'm kind of doing this little swing back and forth right here because if you notice, it's light. It's moving the color around to lighten it up a little bit. Kind of leaves me a little... Did you see that happen? Ooh, I almost colored him black. So see how this one is lighter right there? I was trying to get this one to do it too. And if it doesn't behave quite as well as I want, I'll do the same thing with the C4 and it will lighten it up. So we'll try it one more with the lighter color and see if it works better. So see, we're making the body part lighter than the rest, so it kind of stands out. Do I ever do pastels? You mean when I'm coloring Copics, do I do pastels? I did rainbow pastels on the Pegasus. But I'm a heavy-handed person, and I like the bold, slap you in the face colors. I'm more of a slap you in the face kind of bold color girl. Okay, so this time I'm going to try to move it with this lighter color. And if it doesn't work, oh, it's going to work. I was going to say if it doesn't work, I'll go one more number lighter. But I'm not going to have to because it's going to do it with this one. So I just kind of do this swaying back and forth. And you'll start seeing it move. I can see it here, but I need to do just a little bit more. And the reason is because these lighter colors, you see how it moved it a little bit and made those little almost like white spots, but not quite white. Because the lighter colors have more of the colorless blender mixed in to make them lighter. So they'll move the color around a little more than the darker ones that have less colorless blender because they have more pigment. That makes sense. What am I most excited for at Creativation? Well, being that I have never been there and I have wanted to go for 8 years, for real, 8 years. I have tried to get there for 8 years. So I'm just excited that I'm getting to go. But then I'm also going to take a couple of, I'm going to take a bunch of business classes, but I'm excited because I've decided to take, I limited my time, because I didn't want to, I'm going back with C5 to darken the sides of this just a little bit because it got lightened up a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. Since Jamie has been to Creativation before, she was like, why don't you pick some of the Learn Craft kind of classes and more stuff to show you guys, because I don't have a lot of experience on like a mixed media or anything like that. So she's going to take care of a couple of classes so I can go do something else. So Tyler's going to go with me. We're going to do I think it's Hero Arts mixed media class, and then I'm also going to do one other class. I can't remember what it is now, but nope, I need to go to the 9 because we have to color in these inside those red areas. But anyway, I'm going to get to do something fun, but then on top of that, we're going to sneak one day. We're sneaking one day of our business trip for Universal Studios. And I'm super stoked about that as well. So I'm kind of excited about everything because it's all going to be new, but I'm most excited that I just get to go. I was really jealous the year Jamie got to go and I didn't. I was green with envy, I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be fun. I really do. And on top of that, I don't have to do any work for this other company that I've been working my hiney off with for the past couple of weeks. Yes, so there's also, okay, so the first, when you go, the first couple of days of the show are all business classes and stuff. I will be with my bestie, and that's going to be like the ultimate awesomeness. The first couple of days are all classes and seminars and, learning how to do different things and business stuff. And then after those is when the showroom floor opens, and that's when you get to meet people and see what their new products are going to be like that are coming out. And so, yeah, we get to share, by talking to them, share what we do and see if there's anything else we want to carry in the shop, all that kind of stuff. Yes, all of that will happen while we're there. I'm skipping 6 and going to 5 because this is such a small space and I really need to have a little bit of highlight on the tips of these. Not much, but a little bit. So we'll get to do all the work up front and then fun after that. Oh, and we are going to work one day for a couple of hours in the Make It by Marco booth. I'm going to do the make and take for them so we can, meet people. And I don't know. I don't drink coffee, so it doesn't matter to me if they have Starbucks. I like Dutch Brothers, but I don't drink coffee there. All right, look at my ladybug. It needs some red for sure. So this is my favorite red. Well, I say my favorite. This is close to it has my favorite red in it. But usually I use the R24, but this time I'm going to try 35 instead. So these are small spots. I don't know if we're going to get all of these colors in here, but we are going to try. He's handsome. I like him. R89, 39. Then we're going to go to 46. That's my favorite red. 35. And then back to 43. I usually like to put 24 here, but we're going to try 35. It's a little bit more of it's a little bit more on the pinkish side than the red side. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So R89 is very dark. We are going to start with that. And I am going to put just a little bit up here in the center of these little hearts where the black and the red meet. And then I'm going to start with these just going to do one little line along the bottom part. I'm not even going to do it on that little bitty one because I want you to be able to see. So very fine lines. They're really small. You can barely see them. You see them now? You can kind of see them. They're pretty dark. Be sure to bring a laptop, an empty phone, videos. Keep your phone empty for more photos. I have mine linked to the Google Drive. So once I do pictures and stuff, it will automatically upload to that and then dumps out of my phone. So I don't have any problems with my phone getting over full. So I'm super happy about that. I don't have any problems with that. This one is underpaint with B32 and R29. Yeah, I do underpainting. I haven't, that's a little advanced, so I haven't mentioned any of that in these videos. But yes, I have been playing with underpainting, taking some classes and what's the best underpaint color. But yes, it's been fun. And we'll talk about that more on the lives as we go along. Yes, I know. I haven't used the Apple Drive in a long time. I don't even back up to that anymore. Because they were just, I mean, it was always saying it was full, and it's because they're saving every app you ever downloaded, even though it was stupid and free and you decided you didn't want it, and it was sucking up all my space. So yeah, I don't even use that anymore. It's much, I don't pay anything for Google Drive yet. Yep. I don't pay. And you can access Google Drive from your phone. There's an app. And you can pull up your pictures anytime you want. So it's just like being on your phone. Same thing. It's pretty easy. You should look into it. I'm not traveling today. Tomorrow. I travel tomorrow. I work today. Travel tomorrow. I don't know. You weren't the only one. See, you pay $1.99 for Google Drive. I haven't had to pay for them yet. And I have a lot of videos of Cooper. And pictures and all that stuff. But I've only been using the Google Drive for maybe 2 years. It is the best. Yeah, and you can go through and delete. Like, it backs up everything I do on my phone. So even, you know, every picture that I take. So even if it's just I took a snap of something to say, hey, Jamie, look at this. Isn't this cute? It'll save that in the backup. But you can go through there and delete all that, and it starts freeing up some of the space. So I really like it. I can access it from my... And it's really good because I can put folders out there when I do professional photography sittings. Then I can upload and share via the Google Drive as well. So that's helpful. So yeah, it's been really helpful for me for the photography and for the personal stuff. So this one is R35. This is the one I chose to use instead of 24, and I'm kind of glad I did because I think this one shows a little bit more of a pinky cherry kind of color. And I think I'm just going to finish off these little ones down here with it because I think it's going to be enough to show the little red down here. But we'll be a little bit lighter up here. Yeah, I like the Google Drive. And I'm so glad we didn't leave today because I wouldn't have been ready. Do I take all my markers? Usually. I take all my markers everywhere I go most of the time. Except when I go to Jamie's house. I don't usually take them because we just share. And when she comes here, we share mine. So that works out really good. I don't usually take them to her house, but I'm I'm struggling with not taking them to Florida. Jamie keeps saying I don't need them, you know, because Tyler has them all and stuff, but I know how mine behave, and I just don't like being without them. So when you see me live the next time, sometime in the next couple of days when I can get live, because I won't be here tomorrow because I'll be on an airplane, then you can ask me if I have them with me, and I'll let you know if I actually made it through without packing them. My guess is I probably won't pack them all. Good. Yeah, you finally got some more. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'll probably have some with me because we have a layover and we're going to be at the airport, and that's never fun without your markers. The whole time you're sitting there, you're like, I could be coloring this or this or this. So yeah. Hey, I missed a spot, so I'm going to go back with my R46, which is my favorite red one. And what I want to do is put this little nose, I want it to be red. It's upside down heart. I think it needs to be red. But yeah, oh, I'm so glad you got some new markers. You're going to be so happy with them. Isn't that just cute and sweet right there? That's super fun. Okay, so now we're going to do some eyes, which is always the challenging part if you're not used to or good with eyes. Now, on the packages, I did them green, but we're going to do them blue tonight, I think. What is the longest I have gone without coloring in the last year or so? I would say maybe 3 days. By then I get antsy and I just can't take it. I have to do something, even if it's something small. Probably only about 3 days. Maybe 4 at the most. So B39, yeah. I mean, when I say I color every day, I'm really not kidding. B37, B16, and G00. Even when I go over to my daughter's house, which is 20 minutes from here, but when I go over there to hang out with her or to watch Cooper or whatever, I take my markers, the whole box. I take them over there. I color over there. Yeah, I just use them all the time. Yep, even if it's small, color every day, every day. Okay, so here's the part where we first have to draw in the outside of the eyeball, and then we'll work our way in from there. So I'm going to use this darkest color. Now you could use a lighter color if you wanted, if you weren't sure exactly where you wanted to put those eyes. But I think I'm going to put them right here, and I'm okay with starting with the darkest shade. I would say for you guys, I'd probably start with the lightest shade I was going to do, and then once I have the shape that I wanted it to be. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you haven't, yeah, that's a bummer if you haven't been able to color. But I feel comfortable enough to know where I want that eyeball to be, so I went ahead and just, you know, colored it in. Because you want them to be the same size, you know. Yes, she did have a bit, I saw it. Like, I saw the pictures and stuff. I kind of freaked out when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, she is okay, right? So you want to make sure that you feel really comfortable with that. So it's okay to start with a lighter color and work your way back. So B37 is next. And I'm going to go along where I put this darkest shade. Angela, we actually did this kind of thing the other night with the eyes when we were playing with eyes. And then I'm going to take this color and I'm just going to do some small lines, really tiny, some long, some short. This is going to kind of put that eye, that realistic eye tone to it. So I'm just doing really small, but since we have a couple more colors, this is the time to do it so that it'll kind of blend out. So now I'm going from the opposite direction in between where I put those first lines. So let me hold it up a little bit closer so you guys can see. So some lines go out from the eyeball and some come in from the outside of the eye so that you have both. You can't do it, so you watch people do it? Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it wasn't in the last year, but back when I tore that tendon in my hand, it was in this hand. And oh man, I can't even tell you how many times I tried over and over and over to color with that hand, and it was just awful. I made a lot of cards during that time because I couldn't color. And that was about 6 weeks. I couldn't color, and it was awful. Yep, that was the worst for me. That was way back before the whole COVID mess because I was in physical therapy when they cut everything off. So I never really got to finish the physical therapy. I tried to do it at home. I still do the exercises sometimes. So that gets our base for making these eyeballs. So I never got to finish that. So sometimes this part of my hand where that tendon, I tore that tendon, gets really sore if I color a long time. Like sometimes I'll color all day and into the night. Okay, I really need to look at that. I can't seem to get it in there if I'm not looking at it. Okay, so this is B16, and I'm only going to use the G00 after this. So I'm going to finish filling this in, then I'm going to use the G00. It does feel better. I have some residual, pain that happens sometimes, but I try to be really cautious with it. If I start feeling the pain, then I kind of cut back, try to let it rest a little bit, or I'll put the hand brace on, do some exercises and stretches. So yeah, I have a plan, but look, see now it's so dark. It looks like he has really dark eyes, but this G00, it's the magic. It's my favorite. So we're going to do circular motions just like this, and I'm just going to keep doing this over and over and over and over until I start seeing the color move. Are you ready? So you watch it. You can watch it happen. I'm going in both directions. You want to slow down when you start seeing it change. Looks like I have more on the bottom than on the top, so maybe I just had a little more pressure there. So we're just going to keep playing with this. And then we just let it rest for a second. So we'll start on this one, and that's because it's moving the color. I need to give it time to move it. Just keep going till you start seeing it move. And you may have to make some finishing touches when you get done, but once you see this, ooh. Okay, I'm going to go over here and do just a little bit more in a few areas. Pretty happy with that one. Need to get this one going. And it's really epic once I put the white dot in there, but look. See, you can see all his little lines in his eyes. This one's still pretty dark. I'm going to keep going with this color. And I might just do this one side a little bit more than the other so it really stands out. Because when you stop, some of it'll go back in, so you have to keep, like, you have to do it in baby steps. And then I'm going to go back in with this B37 where I put those lines in it because it kind of washed them out. And I'm just going to add a few more in there. It's a little bit dark, so we're going to have to play with it once we put them in there. I'll have to lighten it up a little bit with that G00 again. But the cool part, okay, I will. These are my blue eye colors. I usually use B14 instead of 16, but I wanted them to be a little bit more teal than. And if you decide to make the eye colors a little bit lighter, you can do G000 instead of G00. So just play around with them. But these this is what does it. So here we go. Super cute. What it's missing is I go in with my multi-liner and color that pupil, and then I put the white on it. So I am going to do the black real quick. So this is my 0.3 multi-liner. And I'm just deepening that inside of his eye. I kind of washed it away with the other colors. So there we go. And then when we put the white dots in there, it's gonna be amazing. I'm super happy with that. We may go back in with the G00 if you want to later. Oops, this one's upside down. So this is the one, but we're gonna do it 3 times. So we're gonna do the other one's eyes. B39, 37, 16, 00. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and do their eyes right now. And let's do this. There's another way that I like to do them. Like this one has a really dark on the outside, but I'm going to actually do this one with the darkest color closest to the eyeballs. This is just a little bit different way of looking at it or doing it. I like these little eyes, but once you color them in, this little white part, that's the part that you're going to make with the white gel pen. So I'm just coloring it in with the, and then you can work your way out from here. Okay, so the B37, this time, this is the one that I'll draw the eyeball with, so it's not quite as thick and dark as this one. I need this to come out just a little bit more. So cute. Sometimes it's a little challenging to get them the same size, but you know, I say just roll with it. It'll come together. I think this one needs to come out just a little bit more. But we'll lighten it with the other colors. We might as well do this one while we're at it, huh? While we have the colors out. Let's go ahead and color him in. Trust me, I know it's hard to make those eyes. Yeah. Okay, so that one's a little thicker than I wanted. That one looks great. Okay, so I'm going to color in this one. I should have changed to that 14 so you guys could see how that one does, but this is going to work really good, I bet. we gotta do this one too. So we're just gonna knock all these eyes out at one time. Each one doing them a little bit different. So you don't have to do it exactly the same as me. There's different methods to all of it. So you can just decide whichever way works best for you, play around. I say just do a whole bunch of eyeballs and play with them. Sometimes it's easier when you do this right here to then go in later and do the outline so it stays really, 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 really light along the edge. See? It's harder to do that when you're actually drawing the shape. It's much easier to go in later and like make that outside of the eye. So just different possibilities. This is going to be the same circular motion that we're doing. This is much lighter to start with, so it's going to come to life a little bit faster, I think. And this looks good when you use this with green as well. I may have to switch to 000 on this one. It doesn't seem to be behaving quite as well as I like. So let's do 000. This is a lighter color, so this should move faster. It has more colorless blender in it. I think this is in my light. Here we go. Or maybe I didn't let it dry long enough. I don't know. We'll see. It will move. I've done this a million times. Just might take a little bit. Okay, circle, 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 circle. Yeah, this one's coming out good. Maybe that color was better. That really, really lighter color. I did go out of the lines a little bit on that one. Ink was still wet. I should have let it dry for a little while. Alright, here we go. Circle, 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 circle. See it moving? We will have to go into this one and put a little darker in it because I didn't do that. I skipped that color on these eyes so you could see it move. You see it move on this one? It's this one is really obvious. And I'll just keep going until I'm pretty happy with it. I kind of let it take a break so it can move around and decide which way it's going to go and how it's going to look and roll with it from there. See, these look really good now that they're dry. So I'm going to stick with the 000 on these two, and we're going to build it in a little bit. So I didn't use the darkest shade too much on this one, so I'm going to kind of build this in to try to keep those eyes in the right shape. This one started bleeding out, so we're going to cover that with this marker. So now I covered up that mistake, so this eye is good. Anything else, I can use the white gel pen. This one, I didn't put any of this darkest color, so I'm going to go around the inside of the eye. I'm going to do a few lines. Notice I'm not actually touching the paper every time because I want that little line to be really small. So the first time we put this color in first, this time we're coming in last. Just was feeling like my hand was too heavy on the darkest shade, so better to start with the second one. Now this is the B37, and I'm going to go the opposite direction of this, the little tick marks. You want to do them different lengths so it doesn't look, so it looks inconsistent, because that's how your eyes look. Inconsistent. Hi, Michelle. I think this color might have been a little too dark to pick, the 16. That might be why I'm struggling a little with these colors, because usually they move really easily, but I think this time, instead of coloring it all the way in with that B16, I'm just doing it as brush strokes out, so it still leaves a little bit of white. This is the last time we're going to hit it with the 0, 0, 0. And we're just going to move this ink around a little bit. And then we're going to start putting some white in there after we color up our little guys. You can see the color move. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but I can certainly see it moving from here. You fell asleep? It doesn't surprise me. My day was pretty long too. I did get off earlier though than I have been lately, so I'm super happy about that. But you fell asleep and then you woke up and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm missing a live." They're so cute, but I think that this one needs to go down a little bit further because the other one is bigger eyeball. So I'm using the second color to kind of build that eye out a little bit. Now they're better. They're better. Okay, so those were my eyeball colors. I would say 39, 37. I would probably, if I were you, do B14 or 12 instead, and G00 or 000 if you use this one. So just saying. Okay, so we have a ladybug done. Let's do the bee. And this time, let's use, we're going to use our yellows first, and then we're going to use the T's instead of the C's, so you can see the difference between the two. So, Y19, let's see if I can get it in there. Y19, 18, 15, 13, 11. That one kind of goes in sequence. Y19, this Y19 is going to be almost orangey yellow. It's going to be really bright. So when I do this bee, I want to do his headpiece is going to be black as well, and then his stripes are what's going to be the yellow part. So I'm going to go ahead and put the yellow in because I don't want to pull any of the black in with the yellow. So I want to go ahead and do the yellow first. So very small little brush strokes from the edge towards the center. And I'm just doing every other one of them like a bumblebee. And then we got to do his little skin tones. We're going to do him in skin tones too. Although we could do him in yellow all over the place, but I think I'm going to do it. All the skin tones. So we'll do that part next. We'll do skin tones next. So this is Y18. So I'm just moving out just a teeny bit from where the last one went. I'm going over it to kind of smooth that out and keep it really, really yellow. I'm extending more, like just a little bit on the sides, but more on the bottom. I really, 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 really like that color. Their eyes are a little darker. I think once we finish, we could probably hit it with that G00 again, and it'll lighten them up even more. We'll try it. Why not? It's just paper. The only way to learn eyes is to keep doing them and keep practicing them. This is Y13. Going to fill in most of it. This is where the yellow starts getting really, really bright. Y11, it's just my favorite yellow. I'm going to go over the whole thing just because it's going to lighten it and add that really buttery lemon yellow, whatever you want to call it, to it. I think it just makes it, brings it all together. There we go. So it's a very bright, very pretty little yellow. And I think I'm going to do with Y18 these little thingies right here. So I'm just doing a really fine line at the top right there. And then I'm going to go to Y13. Eye swatches. We really do. We really should do some eye swatches for sure. That's a great idea. That is a great, great, great idea. And then Y11. So I just did every other one in our color sequence for these little tops up there. We might use some of this yellow in our butterfly as well. Okay, so back to the skin tones. Let's throw them in real quick. E000, RV95, E11, E51, E00. Same color combo we did with the ladybug, we're going to do with the bumblebee. Except that I remembered to do it before I did the black part. So this is the Wet the Paper color, E000. And then right around here, so cute. Okay, and then around his arms and his little ragdoll legs. I don't even know if that's a real term. I just made that up as we were coloring tonight. Ragdoll legs. RV95, this one is a little softer than the E04. So we're just doing that really fine line around his face. Just really fine. I'm just going to put a little bit on where his mouth is, but I'll color that out with a much lighter color. But I wanted just a little bit in the folds of his mouth, so that's what I did. If you're not real comfortable with these dark colors, I would skip that part and just do that when I use the next color there. E11. So that's where we finish up this part up here by his eye with this E11 and the RV95. We do not put another color up there. It's just too small an area. You'll be all coloring in his eyeballs and stuff. It just doesn't, it's just not enough space. He looks like he has a helmet on right now, like a space helmet. Like he's about to travel into space. Thanks, Mama. Good night. Love you too. I don't even know what time it is. I don't really care. I need some relaxed time, and this is what's going to do it for me, so. Cooper's asleep. I don't have to get up in the morning. All good things. Pretty sure Cooper will wake me up in the morning. But I bought the movie Sing 2 because he loves it. So if I need to lay for a little bit longer, we can put on a movie. And I heard Grandpa say he would make pancakes in the morning. Doesn't that sound yummy? E51. So we're going to blend out from E51. I am going to actually run this one time on there. I think it needed to be blended. Just that side's fine, but this side needed a little bit more blending. Blending that. This is going to keep his skin tone really, really light because it's E51, not 21. 21 is much darker. Much darker color. This is the one where I'm going to finish doing his little mouth. It lightens up that color I already put in there a lot. So it looks good now. I'm happy with it now. What to do about his nose? We did the other one red. I don't think I want to make his nose yellow. So I may have to come in with that RV95 and do his nose. So I think yellow would look funny. Or I can make it black, but it might look funny too. Alright, so we have one more color. And this guy, he is going to be all skin. He doesn't have a little helmet-ish thing going on. Oh, this is where we need to put our R11 in for cheeks. Ready? Cheeks. We gotta give him some cute, happy little cheeks right here. That was R11. Now I'm gonna come in with this last E00, soften that blush on the side of his face. There we go. Now that came in nicely. Little hands, finish his little hands up. And his little ragdoll feet. I like these little ragdoll feet. They're so cute. There we go. He's super cute and done. And so I don't have to take these colors out again. I'm just going to go ahead and do this little guy while we're at it. And I am just going to make his whole face. His whole face. This is the E000. This is with the paper face. These eyes are going to look so much better when the whole body is colored. You just wait and see. You're going to like it so much better. It's just like when you do skin tones first and they're so dark. Release day is Saturday. Saturday. And there is some pretty cool stuff in there. I won't lie. It's got some pretty cool. I have been trying to get my cards done so I can do a live and show you guys all the cards I made. I think I have like 8 of them made so far, and I'm not even done with all the images that I colored. Next release day, Saturday. Okay, so this is our RV95. We're sticking with that one all the way through all of them. And since his whole face is round, this is where I'm going to do a few brush strokes up here. It'll just break up the flatness of that shape that I did. And then I'm going to come down here and do down here because that's where his little chin is. This Saturday. Oh, you're going to be so excited. All the flower stamps. Woohoo! Going to be so fun. haven't colored any of the put together 3D flower stamps on these lives that I've been doing, basically because Jamie does them better and Tyler does a flower class as well. After each release he does a floral Friday, so I feel like you guys get pretty exposed to those, but I can do them if you want. My favorite one so far is the pansy. I've had super fun coloring the pansy. This is E11. Gonna extend out, bring this down a little bit, smooth out those lines that I put in there. So kind of all kinds of stuff going on at one time. Yes, crap, this Saturday. Yep. We normally are talking about the release a little bit sooner than, wow, it's about to happen. But we've been so crazy busy. I mean, it would seem like we don't have as much to do because this is a creativation and not an actual expo, but our travel is so back to back that Jamie's trying to get some stuff shipped for the Virginia expo. It's coming at the end of the month. Alright, he's starting to look super cute too. We're not going to put any black on him, on this butterfly. And I haven't picked colors, so you guys can help me pick the colors on the butterfly because I wasn't happy with the colors I picked on the one on the package. I was trying to keep the colors similar. You know, this is E51. I was trying to keep the colors similar so that all the little bugs matched on the package, so I did yellow and red on the butterfly, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. So going over this where the line is to kind of take that harsh line out of there, that's what I'm doing right now. Just trying to smooth all of that out. Looking better. It's smoothing out. It's coming together. So since I didn't like the yellow and red that much, I want to try a different color. These are, I don't think I'm going to put these on the same card. I think we're going to make 3 cards with them. Not tonight, probably, but we're definitely going to make 3 cards with them. So they don't have to match at all. I think we'll do them separately. Oh, you bought the lotus stencil? Oh, you're going to love that. It'll be so fun. So you're going to try, are you going to watch the replay and make that purple one? Yeah, that stencil is really fun. I can't wait. Like, at some point, I want to actually sketch out that lotus flower using the multi-liner in the lines and see if I can color it with Copics like we did with the one that we turned into candles for a birthday. I want to see if I can do... see if I can Copic color that great big lotus flower. Should I do that live? Should we try that live? Because I was going to try it, like, at home on my own. But if you guys want me to try it live, if you don't mind taking the chance that it might not look good, I don't mind. testing it out while we're watching it. We could do that one time. Or I could do it at home and show you. And then you could tell me if you want to do it. But alrighty. So I got his little skin done too. So that's good. One step ahead. Alright, there we go. Yes, yes? Okay. I think we should do it too. I've been debating over doing it. I feel like we have to be, like, it's probably a really good Friday night live in case it takes a little while. But I think we could try to target for that same color of purple, because purple is so hard to make with the Copics. Like, people really struggle with making purple colors, and I have tried very, very hard to come up with some good purple blends. So we can try and recreate that same oxide color with Copic markers. I'm going over these eyes again because I really want to lighten them up just a little bit. Plus, they've had plenty of time to dry. We want to be able to see them a little better. So this one, not too much, because they're pretty light. They came out pretty light. But those a little bit lighter for sure. Yeah, I'll write it down. We can definitely do it. Purple's good for you. I mean, I could do any color, but I really like the purple. I think it was neat. And I wanted to see if I could recreate it with Copics versus oxides. Because then I could say, you can do anything. Okay, so let's let that one dry. It looks like it's much darker than that one because that one's wet and that one's not. I was debating over doing this one, but I think I kind of like that one the way it is. Okay, so now we're done with skin tones, so we can put those away. Now we need to do this little guy with the T's. Purple for you? Okay, we'll try that. I think we should do that. I think that would be fun. T7, T6, T5, and 4. So I'm using the exact same numbers, only instead of in the C sequence, I'm using them in the T sequence so we can see the difference between the colors. So this is T9. I'm going to cover up that little bug. Oh, I forgot to do that nose. We're going to use the RV95 for that. There we go. I think that was perfect. And then here's the T9. So we're going to start at this little part that's tucked up underneath. Same way we did with the ladybug. Going to go here. Purple would be great. I think it would be super fun to try, so let's do that for sure. We'll do that for sure. I'm going to write it right on my list. Once you learn how to do that, you could do it with any stencil. As long as it's not really skinny, teeny, tiny areas, I think you could probably do it with any one. Alright. Okay, so I'll definitely want some really dark up here, close to that yellow, so that yellow really stands out. And then I want to go up just a little bit on the inside. Okay, now we have to come and do this body too, so I'm just going to do it all at the same time. We could go back and forth, but I think this is such small areas that we should be good. It won't dry before we get to it, so we're just going to keep going. I do want to go along the bottom there, though. Awesome. purple it is. And we're going to try to make that same purple that we had. So it had purple and it had some red, violet, some RV colors in it. So it should be pretty fun to play with. Okay, so this is our next one, and this is the T7. And we're just extending out a little bit from what we did before. Just teeny tiny little brush strokes. I'm going to do this all the way along that underside. Am I too far up? No, I'm good. All the way up this underside as well. And then we need to do these little areas right here. So just extending out a little bit further. They do not have to be even. Like they can be jagged like that because it helps blend the color. So I don't usually worry about that, especially when we're only going one number. So T6, this is the third of the 5 color combo. This is where they start getting a lighter. Should finish off the side. This is the true color, or the one I'm using as the true color anyway. Just starting to fill these in a little bit more. Going up this little antenna. I gotta flip it. Sorry. I make you guys dizzy. But these little antenna, if you just barely hit that paper too hard, you got a big black spot right there. This one, since it's the true color, I want the full bottom line on each row to be colored in. There we go. He's coming together pretty quick. I haven't seen, or I missed, what colors you guys think should be for his little body and his colors for the butterfly. I don't know what color to do the butterfly. Maybe we could use purple. Okay, so this is T5. We're going to do most of the rest, leaving just the highlight areas for the last color because it's going to start lightening up the colors we already have down there, so we want to be really cautious. So there we go, just leaving a little sliver of that open. And then in here, we're going to close the top. Kind of just leaving teeny tiny little place on the body. Here we go. I'm at 64 now that we are into tomorrow already. Ah. 64, huh? That's not so bad. That's not so bad. This is T4. This is the last one. I feel older than that. Does that count? Okay, and then finishing off that little antenna, this last color. So, you like them? They are super cute. I like the bee and the ladybug the best, but I mean, I like the butterfly too. It's just, I love bees, and ladybugs are super cute, so I'm a little more prone to them. But you know, some people really like butterflies, but there's our little bee. Not there yet. But I'm not really all that far off either. Okay, so I'm not going to do his wings because I want them to be kind of clear. You'll ask me that when I turn 64. We have a few more years. We can't age my mama too fast. Okay, what color? We're almost done with these little guys. We could use my favorite purple combo since I like it so much. But then we got to pick a color to go with it. So purple. Purple and yellow. Purple and teal. Purple and teal. We could do that. Or purple and green. Ay, ay, ay. Light or darker colors? I chose these four. They're pretty dark. I'm going to make the body purple. Low battery. Did it pause for a second? I think it probably paused for you guys. Give me 1 second. I'll plug it in. I have my plug over here. Purple and yellow. Okay, let's do purple and yellow. Let's do purple and yellow. That sounds great to me. I do have my, oh, here it is. I was like, I do have my plug. I don't have my charger cord, but I do. Here it is. Hold on 1 second. A little bit of vibration. Got to plug it in. Done. Okay, purple and yellow. Let's go with the same yellows we had for the bumblebee. Okay. So I'm thinking if we do the body, we have to do these little things in purple. And then probably the little inside pieces will be purple and the outside pieces will be yellow. So let's start with the yellow. Now that I know what one I'm going to do. Same yellow colors. Why 19, 18, 15, 13, and 11. The eyes, yeah. The eyes came out pretty good. Do you see once you color in the rest of the body, the eyes pop out? I mean, it just makes them better. They look kind of funny when they're not done, but when you get them done. And then any touch-ups, like there's one teeny spot right there I might touch up with the white gel pen when we get done. Just to, you know, make it perfectly straight. But it has to completely dry before you use the white gel pen or it mixes the color. So, yeah. They look much better after, so try not to judge yourself before you get there. Okay, so for these little pom-poms things, I'm going to just do these teeny tiny little dots. I want these to all be dots. So I'm going to do some teeny tiny. This is a good one too. It's new brush nib. They are not digital. These are stamps and they have dies. I know that's important because those antennae are not fun to cut out, but they are not digital. They just came out in January. They've only been out a couple months, so they're stamps. This one is, hi Jeanette. This one is Y18. Normally you could see them, but I got so much on the screen, I'm trying to keep the stuff in here, so. Little tiny dots with this one as well. Not too many of them because the colors are not that varied from the last one. We should have just done the wings while we were at them. I'm going to go back so we can do the wings at the same time. So let's go ahead and put in this yellow on the wings. So we need this part to be really dark that's up underneath her face, and then this wing is on top of this wing, so we want this to be shadowed down here, and then a little bit right here underneath her little hand. Did you notice I started calling her a girl? I've called every other stamp a boy, and now I'm calling this one a girl. Huh. thought I just called all stamps boys, but I guess not. Okay, so under here, the top wing is in front. And then under the little hands. And I probably should do just a little line right there because her arm is shadowing that. So that gets me the first color. And then Y18 is next. We already did it up in the little pom-poms, but we're gonna kind of do it a little bit down here. I really want to move out this part, down here at the bottom. Same thing on this side. A little bit here, and then along this part, all the way at the bottom. All right, so this one's bringing it, it's coming together. Okay, so Y15 is going to start looking a little bit more yellow, and as we get to the last two, it's going to be really yellowy. Yellowy? Is that even a word? It's going to be more yellow. I guess I shouldn't have said, oh, yellowy. But hey, wee! Yellowy! Okay. So we're just extending out from where we originally put those colors. This is going to start getting lighter. I'll bring those colors together. This is going to be a pretty color yellow on the wings for sure. I'm already liking it, which is a good thing. Y13 is next. This one's even more yellow. Oh, look at those. They're so cute. Okay, extending out the color we had before. Starting to fill this in. We have one more shade, so I'm going to kind of do an outline on that wing. Bringing this down. I don't want to put this color over these other yellow colors very long. Just a one quick stroke, because if I do, it's going to wash out that really bright yellow and that I am liking so much in there. So I want to keep that going. So we're kind of blending, and then at the last minute, I just kind of do one little brush along the edge. Look how cute. Super cute. Okay, I'm really liking that yellow on there. I did not like it. When I did the yellow before, I did the yellow here. I like it much better on the wings. Okay, so here I'm just gonna, again, just like we're doing everywhere else, with every other color in these little pom-poms, I'm just hitting them with this Y11 because it's gonna brighten it up. This Y11 is so pretty. So now we're just filling in that last little bit. Oh my goodness. That just looks like it pops off the page, doesn't it? I like that yellow for sure. Okay, purple's next. Here we go. Purple, purple, purple. I currently only have 4 purple colors. V09, V17, 15, and 12. And that's because I want to keep it purple, but usually I throw in like a V06, but that's going to make it more... it's not going to keep the true purple I want. So we're going to roll with four tones. So I'm going to start with these little antennas right here. I want to be really careful not to go onto the head with those. Then I'm going to do this part right here. almost doing this body kind of the same as we did this one. Just kind of filling in those little areas up here. I am going to do a little bit down here. And then I'm just going to do a few little strokes, like little brush strokes in the wing area. Not going to do a whole lot of shadowing at all in that wing area. I want to use this kind of as an accent in the wings. Like that. All right. Moving right along. Our next one is V17. So back up on the little antennas up here. Oh, you know what? I like to do with the darkest, so I'm pulling the V09 out because I want to do one little spot. I like to make the darkest shade next to that color, so it really makes that yellow pop. Here's the second one. I got a problem with this nib. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so if you look at this really close, it has like a weird, like, I don't know what that is on the end, but it's not a smooth tip. It's got some kind of weird looking hairy thing on it. So I have to be really careful that I don't go outside the lines with this marker because the tip is really weird. I should probably change the nib, but I'm not going to do that tonight. But I probably need to change it soon because something is wrong with it. It just looks really weird. I don't know what would have made it do that, but it's really weird. Thank you. Oh, let's do a little belly button. I'm glad you like it. I'm just going to go over these same spots and just extend them out. I will start filling this part in with the lighter colors. Because right now, just want to keep those brush strokes I put in there, just lengthen them a little bit. Can I cut it off? If you do that, I have done that once before. If you do that, the tip is flat. It's no longer pointed. So when you try to get in small spaces, you can't because you've cut the pointy part off. So, nope. It's just gonna have to be a nib change probably. This is V15. I'll deal with it for as long as I can, but then eventually it's gonna have to be changed for that purpose. It's still in a really good shape, but except for that, I don't know how I did it. I don't know if it was like, I don't know what did it. It's weird. Maybe it was just defective and it kind of came that way. Not really sure. But I have tried once before when I had like a bad tip and I tried to just cut the tip off, and that just made for needing an immediate replacement of the nib. It did not help at all. That really, really made that 17 lighten up a lot. We only have one more color, so I definitely want to outline this area in here. So a little bit from the bottom, and then we're going to just outline these. So kind of blending it out, softening it up, and then going around the outside part. Oops, almost missed one. Okay. You never thought about that? Yeah. It's not good. I've tried it. Do as I say, don't do as I did. V12 is the next one. This marker is really old. Look, I've worn out the cap. You almost can't even read what number it is. This one is V12. So if you ever thought that you would use the top of your marker for something like rubbing it on something, or, you know, don't do it. After a while, it might be okay in the beginning, but after a while, you know, rub that number right off of there, and you are not going to be happy about that. So now I'm just filling in these little parts right here, but I'm starting from the outside in so I don't pull more of that really dark color towards the edge. So that's why I'm doing it in the opposite direction. That's my theory anyway. This seems to work for me. Just be careful when you back up that marker. Don't stick it in the yellow. Okay, this is our back and forth motion. You ready? We're going to do the back and forth. My brush strokes back and forth, they get smaller as I go, because I don't want to bleed out this other part too much, but I want to get a little bit more ink along the center. So that's what I do. Super cute. I think I kind of washed out a lot, so I want to go in real quick with my V15, and I want to put a little bit more back in there on that one, just in these darkest areas right here. And then we'll hit it one time with this one, very lightly, and that should bring it together. You never thought of that? Yeah, I didn't think it would be a big deal either until I did it. And then I regretted it right after I did it. Oh, there's my white gel pen. I have so much stuff on my desk. It's a good thing you can only see this much of my desk. Because I was making cards for the new release, so I have paper and all kinds of stuff all over my desk. I forgot his nose. So this is RV95. I'm going to come back in. I just did the bottom part. I'm going to come back in with RE11 and do the rest of it. I know it's such a small space, but really, I just didn't want it to be too dark. There we go. Super cute. We're definitely going to do some stuff with these little guys. They came out pretty good. So I'm going to use this white gel pen. And sometimes I write on my skin first because then it makes it come out a lot better. So we're going to put this little eye. Oh my gosh. Doesn't it just make it so much better? Okay, let's do it on this one. Oh, so cute. Alright, here we go. Aww. And then we'll just fix this one. There we go. The rest of them look pretty good, I think. Here, I'll show you up close. So there's that one. That's our ladybug. Our butterfly came out super cute. Thanks for y'all's help with that one, because for sure. I think I'm going to put a little bit of white in here as well, because there's like a little bit of bleed over there. Okay. After you put your white gel pen down, if you touch it, it kind of lightens it up. Okay, so there's the butterfly, and then there's the bumblebee. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yeah, they're super cute and so much fun. I mean, you can make them into anything you want. You can make them all, the whole thing black, and you can make this red and this the face black, and just whatever you want. But I like them with the skin color, but hey, you're not talking too much. You guys can talk all you want, because when it's quiet, then I'm just talking the whole time. I always know when it was quiet that night a little bit, because I end up drinking a lot more of my drink on my desk. Look, color all the things. You see that? Got my name on it. Thank you. And I'll let you guys know. Definitely not tomorrow night, but wait, what is it? It's Wednesday tonight. Tomorrow's Thursday night. Definitely not Thursday night, but maybe Friday night. So I'll just let you know. Thanks. I use all Sweet Sentiment cups. I have like 4. Oh, and my Cooper Grandma cup. I have to use that one too. But I'll let you guys know if I'm not going to be able to go live Friday. Otherwise, I should be doing a live on Friday. I will be doing a live at some point on Saturday to show my cards for the new release. So be watching out for that. I will upload this class and last night's live to YouTube as soon as I sign off. So, thank you so much for joining me. We will come back and make stuff out of these, and maybe we'll even use some stencils. That'll be super fun. We could actually put this one with the lotus. We could do the lotus and put them together. That would be really cute. That's okay. We have a new release on Saturday, so just grab them then. What's bugging you? Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for staying. Thanks for joining me. But we'll definitely make something out of them. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.